North London derby time. And this time, Tottenham fans are very confident ahead of this game. I'm hearing things like we are finally going to beat Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium for the first time in 13 years. We're finally going to do this. We're finally going to do that. Bissouma is better than Declan Rice. Udogi is going to keep Saka quiet. Romero is going to keep Jesus quiet. I'm hearing things like, why are we afraid of Arsenal? They've only been doing good for one season, but somehow we should also be afraid of them because they've been doing good for 5 games. All that. People say Arsenal fans are arrogant, but I've had Tottenham fans talking and saying, Ange ball is better than Arteta ball. They're not scared of Arsenal. They're gonna have had 3-1 predictions, 4-1 predictions, 4-2 predictions. I mean, good for you. Good for you. I'm happy that you guys are confident, which is good. So that after we win, which you're gonna do after Sunday, you can't say that, this and that. No, we are going to tell you you're never going to win at the Emirates Stadium. But maybe they could. Let's go through this preview, and maybe at the end, we could decide that maybe Tottenham could actually win this game. But Arsenal against Tottenham, North London derby time, a game that I'm usually very, very, very confident ahead of. Last season, I was confident ahead of even the away game, but usually whenever we go to their place, we expect like a draw, hope for a draw and stuff. But whenever they come to the Emirates Stadium, we always have a good record. Like right now, they're saying, okay, even if we lose, Arteta's project is ahead of Postecoglou's project. But even when it was that for them, when Pochettino's project was ahead of Emirates' project, we were still able to beat them. Then Arteta's beaten them, Arsene Wenger's beaten them numerous times. Like this past decade, those 2-5-2s, there was a 4-2 as well. Like we are always doing very, very well against Tottenham at home. Now, for me, I was not worried about them when they had Mourinho and Conte, and those managers are managers who've actually won things. Postecoglou has won stuff at Celtic, but for me, yes, they're doing well, but that Arsenal is doing better. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I'm very confident whenever we are playing at home. I mean, they say that beating PSV is not that good of a team. I wonder how they reached the Champions League and how they're top of the table in the Eredivisie. They said we were lucky against Crystal Palace, lucky against Everton, lucky against Man United, but apparently Tottenham were not lucky against Sheffield United. So if we play our football, I'm not scared of anyone at the Emirates Stadium. Now, maybe Man City and Liverpool, they would give us past the past record recently. Man City usually beats us, and Liverpool does beat us as well a lot of times. But Man United and Tottenham, whenever they come to the Emirates Stadium, I usually expect a win. Away from home, it could be anything. But we are coming to this game after a very, very good run. We beat... Obviously, we beat PSV the other day. We beat Everton at Grand Way. We hadn't won since 2017. Before the international break, we had beaten Man United. And what is funny? There's even Arsenal fans who are saying Arsenal is not playing as well as they did last season, which is true. But here's a start for you. If we actually beat Tottenham, we'll have 16 points. Last season, after 6 games, we had 15 points. So if we beat Tottenham, it means we have started this season in terms of points better than last season. So yes, performances might not be exciting, but as I've said numerous times, I don't expect us to go to Crystal Palace and win 4-0. We had a red card for like 30 minutes as well. I don't expect us to go to Everton and win 3-0, 4-0. We have a poor record there. We finally won there as well. We beat Man United 3-1 at the end of the day. I don't know if people expected us to beat them 6-1 or 7-1. Nottingham Forest, it's us who took the foot off the gas. The Fulham game, obviously, disappointing result. We slept at the end. We had come back in that game. But maybe in terms of conceding goals at the Emirates Stadium, yes, we concede goals at the Emirates Stadium, but we always score them as well. There's usually like 3-2s and 4-2s and all that. And it's never like the other team will score a bunch of goals in the Emirates and you'll not get a goal. No. So going into this game, very confident, even though we don't have Martinelli, even though we don't have Partey. I mean, we might have Martinelli, who knows, but I wouldn't start him anyway. Partey is not there as well. Team is not there, but we still have a very, very good squad. I've seen combined 11s as well. People putting Bissouma ahead of Declan Rice. I mean, this season alone, Declan Rice put a 10 out of 10 performance against Man United. He puts up like a 9 out of 10 against Crystal Palace. The other day against Everton, it was an 8 out of 10 performance. Very, very consistent. 7, 8, 9, 10 performances every single game since his debut. And he's a guy who would understand this fixture. He played for West Ham against Tottenham. That is a derby as well. They both hate each other. And maybe not to the levels of Arsenal and Tottenham, or maybe close, but he's used to a London derby. Declan Rice. So he's not new to this kind of fixtures, which is very, very great as well. Trossard is on form. Jesus is scoring goals. Saka apparently has not been doing well, but I'm sure he has 6 goal contributions already this season. Trossard has scored in back-to-back games. We now have the option of choosing which goalkeeper we want. The back four is back in full effect. All of them fit, all of them performing once again. We have Fabio Vieira playing really well as well right now. You have the option of choosing the likes of Nketiah. Like, we have a lot of squad players right now that we can use, and I'm very, very confident. So stay on to see the prediction at the end, my prediction for this game. But it's going to be very interesting to see who is going to start. Like, if you win this game, next up we have Bournemouth. I would fancy us in that game. We have a tough one against Brentford away from home in the Carabao Cup in midweek. But if you beat Tottenham, that's 6 games unbeaten. I would assume Man City beat Nottingham Forest this weekend, so you have to keep up with them. That will be 6 out of 6 for them and 5 out of 6 for us. We have to keep up with them, because if we go and lose this game, for example, we will be on 13 points. Man City will be on 18, and they'll be 5 points ahead of us. And then all of a sudden, it becomes very hard to catch up with them. We need to beat Tottenham at home, just like we did against Man United, and then beat Bournemouth next week. And then after that, it gets tougher. We'll have the likes of Man City and the likes of Chelsea, if you can say Chelsea is a tough team. But after that, we'll start facing the likes of Man City and the likes of Sevilla away and all that. So let's get a win here. Yes, Tottenham finished the game last week, 2 goals in the final minutes. So very confident end to that for them. For us as well, we beat Everton. We finally beat Everton away from home. And in our Champions League return, we've won 4-0. I've also had people saying we might be tired. That game was on Wednesday, and this game will be on Sunday, so around 4 days later. And we actually afforded to sub off the likes of Trossard, like before the 60th minute. We subbed off Zinchenko before the 60th minute. We also subbed off Saka like around the 70th minute. We subbed off Jesus around the 70th minute as well. Rice got like 20 minutes rest, got subbed off for Jorginho. So most of our players that usually screaming for them to be rested, like Saka and those guys, they got a rest in that game against PSV. We got our win early and could afford to rest those players. So which kind of squad would I go for in this fixture? I mean, over the years, we usually beat them. Whether we have Aubameyang, whether we have Lacazette, whether we have Maitland-Niles, we usually beat them. So which squad did I go for? Let's go for it. So goalkeeper is a bit of a problem now. I'm one of the biggest Ramsdale's fans. Like, I feel like he definitely deserves to play for us in the Champions League. He's one of the players who helped us go there. I'll stick with my opinion. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. I mean, if you say Raya is better than Ramsdale, that is fine. There's no problem with that. But the comments that I usually don't like is like, oh my goodness, thank goodness Raya is there. Ramsdale was costing us games. I don't really agree with that, because maybe cost us maybe 2 games, but he helps us like in 10 games. So if that is the weighing, like what am I looking for? If that is the splitting, like 80%, 20%, 80% helped us win the game and 20% cost us the game, I would take that. I still believe he's a very good goalkeeper, and that is why he's been nominated for the Yashin Trophy. But Ramsdale, 2 clean sheets in a row. He's looked very good against PSV. Didn't have a lot to do against Everton by terms of kicking and aerial balls. He handled them well. So can he really drop a goalkeeper after keeping 2 clean sheets? Ramsdale last season, he was very good, especially against Tottenham. Those 2 games against Tottenham, especially the one away from home, he made a couple of very good saves from Son, and I think it was Hurricane or someone. He looks very good in the North London derby. So what do we do? Do we give the person who is used to this fixture, or do we go with the player who's kept 2 clean sheets in a row back to back, and people said the defense has looked more comfortable with Raya there? I'm one of the biggest Ramsdale fans, and this hurts me. But for this one, I will go for David Raya, because, I mean, he's kept 2 clean sheets in a row. Is there any need of changing that? I mean, I just said he's going to rotate it. Like, my ideal thing would have been maybe if Raya starts this one, start Ramsdale in the Carabao Cup, and also start him against Bournemouth next week, and probably start him in the Champions League, because I want Ramsdale to get a Champions League game or 2 as well, because he's one of the players who helped us go there. So that will mean Ramsdale gets 3 games in a row. I don't know how much it is going to rotate, but for this one, I'm going to go for David Raya. I'm sure also, like, in terms of the situation we are right now, even Tottenham don't know which goalkeeper you're going to start. So it even confuses the opponent, which could be a good thing for us. So I'd start with David Raya in goal. The back 4, no debate there. Zinchenko got subbed off early the other day, got a rest. I'm happy with that. Hopefully he can continue staying fit. Gabriel and Saliba, solid as always. Ben White, very good as always. All those 4 players played the North London derbies last season, so Gabriel has played several, is used to it. Ben White has played several as well, is used to it. Saliba and Zinchenko last season was their first time, so I'm sure they're used to that fixture as well, and other big games that you've played in the Premier League. So the back four remains the same. Ben White will have to be at the top of his game, whoever is playing on that side, whether it's Son or if they put Son as a centre forward, Gabriel and Saliba will have to keep up with their pace because they're going to play a lot of long balls and balls in behind. And Ben White, whether it's Brennan Johnson playing there or Solomon playing there, Zinchenko as well needs to deal with Kulusevski. I've heard Tottenham fans saying we need to target Zinchenko. Arsenal fans think Zinchenko is all that and this and that. Let's show them that Zinchenko is a very good player, so hopefully can deal with Kulusevski on the left side. Midfield-wise, I mean, there's 2 that are usual. Definitely have to start. That is Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. The captain just signed a new deal, really buzzing with that. A new 5-year deal. He's now our highest earning player, and I think he 100% deserves that. And Rice is a record signing, so those 2 have to start. Odegaard, but most of you, I think I put a poll and 75% of you said Odegaard was the man of the match against PSV. I actually thought it was going to be tighter than that. I actually thought people would say Trossard, Saka, but many of you went for Odegaard as the man of the match. And Rice, man of the match against Man United, and good performances in the last couple of games. So those 2 are definitely in the team for sure. Maybe both of them get a rest against Brentford in the Carabao Cup. And then number 8, who starts in the number 8 position? Havertz started the other day. Fabio Vieira started against Everton the past weekend as well. Smith Rowe, we finally got to see Smith Rowe. Could we go with Rush then start Jorginho in this fixture? What could happen? I mean, since Martinelli is not there, Trossard could have been an option, but I'm sure now Trossard will start on the left side. For me, I will go for Fabio Vieira. He's looked very good in the last 4 games. The 3 games that he's come on. Last against PSV came on the right side and he was actually taking on the left back and stuff. So I was really happy with that. Let's see how it starts in this. And people usually say he's not physical enough for a game like this. As long as he has that talent and that pass that can pierce through for Jesus and Trossard and also Saka on the right side, I think he can still do it. And he's very capable of scoring from outside the box as well. But as of now, to be honest, as an Arsenal fan, I'm at a point where I really don't care whether Ramsdale starts or Raya starts or Ben White starts or Tomiyasu starts or we go with Jesus on Nketiah or we go with Havertz or Fabio. I'm at a point where I really don't care. I feel like the whole team, like under Arteta and all those players around them, the likes of Odegaard and Rice, everyone is just going to perform like it comes naturally because of the pace we play in, and everyone just makes you look good and everyone is going to be good. So Vieira starts for me in that position. And then the forward line, once again, since Martinelli is out, I think it's pretty easy. I will stick with Jesus here, like against PSV is incredible. Nketiah will play in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday. He's very good, especially in that competition. So hopefully he can bang a goal or 2 against Brentford. But even in this one, he can still come on as well. Saka on the right side, Trossard on the left side. Trossard last game, goal, assist. Saka last game, goal, assist as well. Jesus, a very good goal, which he deserved it. All 3 of them scored alongside Odegaard as well. Good performances from all of them. Let's hope Tottenham play the way PSV played, because if they attack like that, we are going to get spaces for the likes of Odegaard, Saka, and Trossard, and that allows us to do our thing. Like when the other team packs the bus, it becomes hard, but when they open up like PSV did, if Tottenham do that, Ange ball, I'll love it. I'll absolutely love it. So that leaves on the bench Ramsdale. It hurts me by there, but let's see who's going to start. Kivio, Tomiyasu, El Neni is back now. Jorginho, Havertz, Smith Rowe, Nketiah, Nelson. I think those are the only players we have fit, and then also Cedric. But since Martinelli's out, Partey is out, Timber is out. If Martinelli is there, obviously he's in the team. Maybe instead of El Neni. Cedric could be in the team. Who knows? But I think in terms of Kivio and Tomiyasu, we have very flexible and what's the word? Defenders who can come on in any position. So very versatile. Tomiyasu can come on for Ben White. He can come on for Zinchenko. Kivio can come on for Zinchenko, for Gabriel, for Saliba, any of them. So that puts us in a very good position And then obviously Nelson came on, very impressed with him in the PSV game. Smith Rowe was very impressed as well. Havertz, for me, I gave him a 7 out of 10. I still saw people saying Havertz terrible. He was not terrible. Like even the fourth goal, it comes from him holding up the ball and helping us create that. But people choose to ignore that, so I gave him a 7 out of 10 for that one. Nelson and Smith Rowe came on, performed very well. So that is a bench you can also turn to. And that is my starting lineup. That is the starting lineup I would go for. Do I think Atta will change it? I mean, maybe Atta could go for Havertz instead of Vieira. Maybe he could go for Ramsdale instead of Raya. I am not sure. But for me, whoever starts, let's just hope they turn up and they perform. That is what that's the main thing. So predictions before I come into next for this week's predictions, let's quickly go through what my predictions were for last week, and let me see if I'm actually usually accurate in this one. I went for Liverpool to beat Wolves 3-2. It ended up being 3-1, so pretty close to that one. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, again, I went for a 3-2. It ended up being 3-1 to Aston Villa. I got the correct result in that one, 1.5 points for being close. Fulham, I went for 3-1, but it ended up being 1-0 for them, so I picked the right team again, but not the correct score. Once again, my United expected them to lose, so I'm happy I was right with that. I went for Brighton to win 3-2. My United, they actually lost 3-1, so I actually respected my United even more than I should have. So 3-1 to Brighton. I went for Tottenham to beat Sheffield 3-1. They ended up winning 2-1. So far, 5 games, 5 correct results, but not scores. Man City went for them to win 3-2 as well. It ended up being 3-1. Like if I should just have gone for a lot of 3-1s. Newcastle, Brentford is the first one I got wrong. I went for 1-1, but it ended up being 1-0. Chelsea went for 1-1 draw. It was 0-0. So again, I picked the correct results, but not the correct score. Arsenal, I went for us to beat Everton 3-1. It was 1-0 victory. And then finally, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, the second game that I got wrong this past week. I went for Nottingham to beat Burnley 2-1. It ended up being 1-1. And actually, Burnley should have won that game. I don't think that goal should have been disallowed, but it was a handball, so they disallowed it. So next up, let's quickly go to this week's prediction. Let's quickly go to this week's prediction. Let me put it up on screen. We are in round 6, so let's go to round 6, and let's start with Crystal Palace, Fulham. So Crystal Palace, Fulham, I have gone for a 1-1 draw. I think another London derby is going to be a tight one. If there's going to be a winner, probably Crystal Palace, but I've gone for a 1-1 there. Luton, 4 games, 4 losses. I think it's going to be 5 games, 5 losses. I was very impressed with Wolves in the first half against Liverpool. Should have gotten something, but they missed so many chances. But I'm going to go for them to win this one 2-1. If Luton want to stay up, they need to start winning games like this. But if they lose again, the confidence goes even shorter. Man City, Nottingham. Nottingham have played well against Man United, played well against Arsenal. They were close to beating Man United, or close to picking up a point. Who knows if they got 10 extra minutes at the Emirates, maybe they could have scored to make it 2-2. They beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So they've done well at the Emirates, done well at Old Trafford, done well at Stamford Bridge. Will they do well at the Etihad? Well, I don't think so. It's going to be 4-1 to Man City in that one. I mean, the likes of Doku are in the Champions League. The likes of Vardy are going to come back. So 4-1 to Man City. I think Nottingham will score, though. Brentford, Everton, really did not like how Everton played last week. I understand, but last season, I think they picked up 4 points against Brentford. Brentford didn't beat Everton last season, but I'm going to go for them to beat them here. 2-0 to Brentford. And Mope, can Mope play? I think he can't, because is he on loan from Everton, or was he sold? I think he's on loan. I'm not sure. But if he actually can play, you could score in this one. My United, Burnley, I wanted to go for a draw, but surely my United are going to pick up a win here. Like, if they don't pick up a win here, then they're in big trouble. But I've gone for my United 2, Burnley 1. Arsenal, Tottenham, there you go. That is my prediction. Arsenal 4, Tottenham 2. I think there's gonna be goals. When was the last time we beat them 4-2? I think it was the Emirates season where Torreira scored like that goal and removed his shirt, and I think Tottenham were leading 2-1, and then we came back. Aubameyang, Lacazette, cracking game. Then 4-2 to Arsenal in that one. I think Tottenham will get a couple of goals. I mean, I would prefer like a 3-1. I don't like Tottenham scoring more than 1 goal at the Emirates. And if you can keep a clean sheet, what a start that would be. What a result that would be. Brighton, watch them against AEK Athens. They were conceding a few chances, but I think a couple of rotations there in their team. But in terms of forward line, they still had the likes of March and Mitoma, so I don't know how that is going to affect them in terms of being tired. But they are at home. They're home again here. I'm going to go for Brighton 3, Bournemouth 1. And then Chelsea, Aston Villa have gone for a 2-2 draw. If Chelsea lose again, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for them because the fixtures are about to get very hard. There's a time where they have Arsenal, Newcastle, Brighton, Man City all following each other. Liverpool, West Ham have gone for Liverpool to beat West Ham 3-2. Liverpool are looking good. Salah, Nunes, Jota, all those guys. I think Liverpool will concede goals, but they'll score. So I've gone for 3-2 to Liverpool. And then finally, Sheffield, Newcastle. I've gone for all the newly promoted teams to lose, unfortunately. Newcastle 3, Sheffield 0. I think they'll want to at least attack more than they did against AC Milan in the Champions League. So that is my prediction for all my 10 predictions for this match day. Hopefully we can beat Tottenham. That's the most important one. Let me know what you make of that game, what result you're expecting. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.